What's up guys, welcome back to Mr. Tech Boss. As you can see, I'm running one of the best, if not the best, MIUI 12 ROMs for your Redmi K20 Pro, and this is no other than MIUI 12 Masik 13.3. And trust me guys, this is one of the best, as I said, smoothest MIUI 12 ROMs. So let's get started. Alright, so guys, before we get started, please make sure to like this video and subscribe for more updates on ROM related stuff for Redmi K20 Pro. So now that you've done that, let's get started. Alright, so firstly guys, let's get the basics out of the way. It comes with the security patch of 1st May, and that is pretty much standard for right now. They won't update it to the June patch for any for any K20 Pro. I don't know about other devices. And so this is Masik 13.3, Masik 13.3, but it doesn't say that here, but that doesn't really matter. I've flashed the latest version. So yeah, the basic changes are they have updated all the system apps that got updates during this update time window. So during this time that all those apps that got updates, all those system apps actually, they were updated. But other than that, they've also added the new charging animations. So if you go into lock screen, they are all here. But yeah, so why I said this ROM is the best is we're gonna get to that towards the end. But firstly, let's move on to the customizations. So if we go into lock screen, there are a few other options that they have given us, so you can go over them. But then if we go into notifications, notification share, and then status bar, there are a whole lot of options that they've added. So firstly, as you can see, there are a bunch of options. You can change the status bar style to all these three, and this iOS style is just the arrangement of icons, not the icons itself, so they don't change, but that's just the arrangement. And you can also change the battery icon style, so that's Android. I don't even know why they call it Android. And this is MIUI, so let's keep it for now like this. So yeah, these are the options. You can change the number of icons, but this is for these icons on this top here. But yeah, now if we wait, I enabled something. Now if we go into home screen, there are a bunch more options there too. So let's go to home screen. So as you can see, there are a lot of options, and the reflection has been removed. So there used to be a reflection at the bottom of these icons, so that has been actually removed, but they've added all the options, and these all actually do work. And you can obviously add the blur and stuff like that. Now if you go into here, there are also a lot more options here. So just like EU, but instead it has EU ends at 6x7, so it has a home screen layout of maximum 6x8, and 8 is the number of rows. So yeah, they've added these few things. Alright, so if we head into display, they've also added a few more options here. So they've added the animations scale, if you know what I'm talking about, these animations. So these are basically the animations when you're scrolling through, maybe let's say maybe if you're scrolling through WhatsApp, these animations, this is what I'm talking about. But yeah, you can change them and customize their interpolation and stuff. And you can also, obviously, this is not a new option, I just forgot to add it. But yeah, so now if we go back to actually the phone app, and then we go into settings, they've added one more new thing, and that is if we go into advanced settings, tools panel in one row. So this is turned off by default, but once you turn it on and then say let's call 198, they're all actually in one row. So yeah, it looks cooler, and if you actually have a picture, it looks even cooler. But yeah, that is basically about the customizations. So it's one of the most feature-rich ROMs in terms of MIUI 12. But why I said this is the best MIUI 12 ROM, arguably, so let's get into that. So that is because this ROM is it's probably the smoothest MIUI 12 ROMs ever. So like, it's smoother than EU, it's smoother than MIRUM, it's smoother than, I'm not sure about Mortal but it's smoother than EU stable, it's smoother than China. So yeah, it is the smoothest MIUI 12 ROM you can experience. And if you do want to try a MIUI 12 ROM, I recommend going with this ROM just because it's smoothness. Now what exactly smoothness I'm talking about, and that is basically related to the gestures. So if we could quickly open some apps, and I'm gonna do a super fast app opening test, and that's what I call it normally. So let's open all the apps and see if there are frame drops. Now there are going to be frame drops, but this is the best option available from all the options that we have available. So like EU, there are frame drops. I've tested it. I just came from EU like yesterday, so there were frame drops in EU stable too. So yeah, this is probably the smoothest MIUI ROM. I use the smoothest word a lot, but let's quickly do the super fast app opening test. So in the first round I open the apps and run them, keep them running in the background. So then once that's done, and then I just quickly open the apps. So far I'm not noticing any frame drops, and then this is where most of the ROMs fail. And so when we quickly multitask, we see frame drops, and there are frame drops here too, but they're way less compared to other MIUI 12 ROMs. Obviously there are going to be frame drops, and this is from Xiaomi side, but there are way less frame drops compared to like all the other MIUI 12 ROMs that I've seen. So if you do like multitasking a lot, this should be hands down the option, or this should be the ROM that you should be installing. Now in the last update, what they had done is move these icons to the top, and I made a video on that update too, so you can go down and watch that if you want to know what I'm talking about. But now they've moved it down, and this is more sensible, it looks better. So yeah, in notification it's at the top, but it's not really close to the top. So yeah, they've changed that. Now if you are like, if you've seen other MIUI 12 ROMs, they've changed this a bit too. So like they've made it blue. I don't know exactly how the other one looks. I think it's white, the slider. They've made it blue, but yeah, and you can also see all the toggles that are available here. Now in terms of battery life, it's pretty much the same story. If you install this dirty flash, or I mean if you flash this ROM without formatting your internal storage, you're most likely going to face really bad battery backup. And as you can see, I faced bad battery backup. And now if you want to fix it, that's the only fix. So as you can see, from like 9 a.m. till I didn't use my phone, I was using my iPad. So as you can see, there's barely any screen time, and it literally dropped from 30% to about, so in like, so say in 9 hours it dropped 30%, and that is just insane. That's unacceptable. And always on display, it says it's on here, but it wasn't on. So if I turn my screen off, my always on display is actually off, but it says that. That's just a bug in MIUI 12. So if you want the best MIUI 12 backup, you have to clean flash the ROM and format your internal storage, and that is pretty much the only way I've seen so far to get the best battery backup of a MIUI 12 ROM. But guys, that is pretty much it. If you want to know the installation, I would recommend you to watch my previous video, which is on the top right, and just go to the end, or just go through the timestamps, and that will guide you to the installation part. So just go through the installation, and it's pretty much the same. Just flash this ROM file instead of that one. That's the only difference. So yeah, the installation is pretty simple, so you shouldn't really worry about that. But if you're still watching, thank you. Please make sure to subscribe and like this video. This is Fuzal Ahmed from Mr. Tech Boss, signing off.